people that psychoanalysis doesn't work on: the Irish and people with Down syndrome.
Oh, shit.
It's true. No matter how much therapy you give them,
It's just like a Rubik's cube.
Yeah.
It's just 4 blocks.
I love the idea.
They
I
don't
love the
line
idea
up.
of a guy with Down syndrome spending like
3 green ones, 1 red one, and you just can never solve it.
a guy with Down syndrome spending like years in psychotherapy, being like, well, my mother was often distant, but I don't think it was to an extent that really did any damage to me. I mean, sure, there were times when I just wanted to be a mom, and instead she would cry and drink, but I don't. Oh, okay. Well, I'll see you next week, Dr. Clark. And then the next week, just like my father. One time, I saw him play catch with the boy across the street, and he seemed to enjoy it so much more, and it created a deep emotional rift between me and my father that I'm not sure was ever repaired. And then it's like 4 years after that, like, well, my high school years, of course I was attracted to girls, but I saw who they went with, and I still feel like I carry that pain to this day, that even when I have sexually and romantic feeling relationships, they're not exactly there entirely. That I mostly function as someone that was just waiting to get hurt. And then the therapist's like, well, Mr. Michaels, you have Down syndrome. That's my diagnosis. Oh, my God.
What a relief. And he just becomes retarded.
thank God.
I'm going to prescribe you
Velcro shoes.
200 milligrams of Jiffy peanut butter.
Just little pill bottles jammed full of candy. Just fucking Nutella.
Just Reese's Pieces and a fucking...
Yeah. In the Monday to MT, WT.
It's all M&M's. Yeah.
And then he goes, well, Monday again, and then opens the Thursday one and takes the Reese's Pieces.
Damn, color theory's cool.
Are you just reading Wikipedia?
Yeah.
So what is the opposite of brown? So we get to the bottom of this.
Who came up with color theory?
Some wild ass bros.
Me.
You did? You wrote this whole article?
That's why.
Then why are you reading it and smiling? Because you're a narcissist?
Yes. I also came up with a theory of narcissistic personality disorder, which means that I'm not allowed to be it.
If you invented.
It's your theory.
If you invented.
Yeah. I invented.
There's just a doctor with Down syndrome like 100 years ago that's like, oh yeah, I discovered this in other people. Not me, of course. I'm normal.
Jeremy Downs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Downs.
If that's the case, I would like.
It's weird that
I would like to invent fucked up little dick with a fucked up foreskin syndrome.
Just a guy with Down syndrome on the internet accusing people of having Down syndrome. People are like, "You're projecting," and he's like, "Oh, the classic you're projecting argument."
The people that you imagine
just because
with Down syndrome are like
highly
super
intelligent.
geniuses.
Yeah.
They just
have
talk
speech
weird.
impediment. They just can't say R's.
Just because I said something that registers as true in your head, I must be projecting. How could anyone have such insight into your own inner working unless they themselves were experiencing it? Which in fact means that you're projecting, my friend. Have a nice day.
This sounds like a brilliant doctor. I'll go to him.
Yeah.
Even though he talks weird.
Yeah.
It's fucked up that doctors...
Michael, what are you doing? Get off those Cardi B YouTube comments. Shut up, Mom. I'm owning the wibs. I'm owning wibbles. We just want playgrounds for people like me. Whereas I prefer a regular playground. I want to struggle. I enjoy the struggle. Makes me feel rugged and independent. When the reality is I'm just as much of a parasite as everyone else. Thank God I have Down syndrome, so I have something to blame it on. And that's everyone online.
Yep.
This is a retard.
Somebody sent me this kid who listens to the podcast. Shout out to him.
Shouts out. Who?
Okay, this is on Trump's page on Facebook. Some woman, Terry L. Beavis Guthrie. And I looked. I'm pretty sure
that
it's
real?
I'm pretty sure it's real.
Okay.
I mean, it's as much as I can vet.
Yeah.
And she goes, she writes, Mr. Trump, I don't know if you read these posts or not. However, my son Matthew, who was born with Down syndrome, would be honored to tell Obama and Hillary they are fired. He will be voting for you, and you are his idol. He's been telling us since he saw The Apprentice that Obama is fired. It would be the thrill of his life to be able to stand next to you and tell them both, Obama and Hillary, you are fired.
Oh my
That's
God.
so awesome.
That's the best shit I've ever heard in my
Donald.
entire life.
Mr. Trump, my retarded son, is a big fan of your policies.
Mr. Trump, my son with Down syndrome, who sometimes thinks you are Donald Duck, who sometimes confuses you with Donald Duck, to be fair.
He would love to
He'd
tell
love to
Hillary.
tell Obama and Hillary they're
You're
fired.
fired.
Like, what is he basing that off of? What? Why does this kid hate Obama?
BB came out for Trump in a couple tweets, and
Yeah,
people
yeah,
responded like, "BB, don't. BB, Trump's not good, dude. You shouldn't do that."
No, I fully support BB being on the Trump train.
I remember one time in elementary school we were playing kickball, and some girl like got tricked by a retarded kid. like he like stole a base somehow, or like she got outwitted by a retarded guy, and then she was like, you're retarded. Like she just made it, and he was like, you're a retard. And everyone was like, ah! Everyone was like high-fiving him. Just one of the best. And this girl got bested twice by a retarded kid. It was awesome.
That's so fucking funny, dude.
He called her a retard.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You're a retard.
You're retarded. Yeah.
You're a retard.
I love him.
She just got so fucking... And she was racist, too, and the kid was black. It was awesome.
Have you ever seen the documentary Jefftown?
Jefftown?
Yeah.
I think you told me about this.
It's about a guy with Down syndrome who's like in his 40s and he lives with his like 97-year-old grandmother who has this like awful edema in her legs.
Ugh.
And so she's just like wheelchair bound. And he has Down syndrome, he works at the movie theater, but then he's like aware enough to exploit people by like taking advantage of the fact they feel bad for him because he's retarded.
Yeah.
Then he's also like racist, and he just gets drunk all the time. You know, like there's one scene where there's a girl he likes at the movie theater, and her friend shows up, and he like hasn't met the friend, and the girl that he likes, she hugs the her friend, and he gets furious at her.
Oh, God.
He's like, why are you hugging her? She's like, because she's my friend. He's like, you're a fucking lesbian. It's not okay to be gay. He's like homophobic. It's a great documentary.
Damn, that's
They
awesome.
just found like the biggest piece of shit Down syndrome guy in the world. There's one scene where the girl's like talking to him, and she's like, Jeff, are you still buying prostitutes or whatever? You hang out with that prostitute? And he's like, no. And she's like, why? And she's like, she made me feel bad. And she's like, how did she make you feel bad? And he's like, because she put the drugs in my arm. And he's like doing heroin with prostitutes. He's just a badass. He's just wow.
That's a cool ass fucking Down syndrome guy.
Yeah.
Except,
Damn.
Being homophobic and racist and shit.
No, he's got scenes of him. He just goes to the bar after work and he orders like, there's like yards of beer.
Yeah.
And so he's just drinking, downing that yard of beer.